Next to you, all fancy. Look at you in your donut dress. I love it. Hey guys, this is Taran, and I met Taran through Mike Wilson. He's another YouTuber that talks about science. He actually doesn't talk about it. He raps about it.
That's right.
Even better. And we had lunch yesterday, and we were talking about genes, specifically what you're studying, which is?
It's genetic counseling.
Genetic counseling.
Yep.
How does that relate to cosmetics? We'll explain in a second, but let's talk a little bit more about what genetic counseling is and how genes influence the medical field.
Okay, so genetic counseling is the idea of taking your genetic blueprint, your DNA,
Okay.
and being able to make informed healthcare decisions about it.
Okay.
So the example that I like to give people are if someone wants to have children, but they're worried about passing on a disease like maybe Down syndrome to their child,
Right.
they would consult a genetic counselor who'd be able to run certain tests for them and be able to figure out what is the likelihood, what is the possibility, what does it mean for their child to have Down syndrome in this case.
Right, and this is really fascinating to me because I thought using genes to diagnose certain conditions, I thought this was the future of the medical field.
The future is now.
Whoa, it's happening right
That's right.
now.
That's right.
That's incredible. I wanted to know how genes influence personalized cosmetics
Absolutely.
or skincare. I've been hearing a lot about it. There's companies out there like GeneU where you can swab your mouth or take a
a saliva sample.
A saliva sample.
Yeah.
Take a saliva sample, and based off of that, they can look at certain genes and recommend a particular type of skincare regimen.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I would say I'm pretty skeptical.
Tell me why.
So I would say that I think everybody wants to look younger and everybody wants to look their
Right.
best, right? But the issue with I think these personalized skincare regimens is that you're offering a magic kind of solution for a very complicated process. Aging and all of the processes that contribute to fine lines and wrinkles.
Right.
There's so much going on, and they're very complicated processes. There
Right.
isn't one thing that you can target. So a person might get back a result saying, that they have these mutations, for example, but you're not accounting for all the different processes, that might be influencing it, and including something like the environment, where someone lives, right?
That's really great. No, I heard you use a word earlier called multifactorial.
That's right.
And so there's a lot of things that go into this.
Yes.
Right? And now you mentioned that there could be a number of genes, not just one. And so that could complicate things because
Right.
there's a number of things that could cause
Absolutely.
wrinkles. And then the second part of that, right, in addition to that, is the environment,
Absolutely.
which is not factored for, and that is a process outside of our genes.
Wow.
And you made a comment earlier about two twins, and it really demonstrated genes versus environmental factors.
Right.
Can you
Yeah,
restate
absolutely.
that?
So the idea is that there are two identical twins, but one lives in Belize and one lives in Belgium. And the idea is that, identical twins, they have the exact same DNA, nothing different. But these two people would have vastly different skincare. And it's because, Belize and Belgium, two completely different environments, is like whether they're in the city or not, what kind of flora and fauna are going to be there, what kind of, how much sunlight, how much humidity, all of these questions that, are extremely important to determining what a person's skincare looks like.
Right. And so we talked about a little bit about that in the context of people who are prone to skin cancer.
That's right.
Right? Do you want to walk through that a little bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So someone can have a predisposition to cancer. And by that I mean there's a likelihood or possibility that because of a particular gene, they can get cancer somewhere down the line. The issue with that is though that we're not living beings in a vacuum, right? We're living on our planet Earth, and we are constantly exposed to, God knows what all the time. And so
all these external factors.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so, someone's, why does someone who, has never smoked a cigarette in a day in their life, why do they get lung cancer, when they're in their 60s, right? Well, we don't know, honestly. We don't know.
It could be hereditary. It could be another external factor.
Right. Or it could be a combination.
Oh, complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the difficulty there, especially with something like cancer, which does, get informed both by your genetics and by the environment that you're living in.
Right. So it's not as conclusive as we think.
Right.
And in some ways, it could be problematic if it makes us certain about an outcome because
Absolutely.
of something some information we get about our genes.
Absolutely.
When there's all these other factors that we can still influence,
Right.
Our genetics with.
With cancer, I think it's really difficult for a lot of people because cancer is one of those conditions like you can't really do anything about, and it's extremely it's such a personal thing. What if someone finds out that they have a predisposition to breast cancer, let's say, what are they going to do about it? And so I think the danger is that with a lot of with this testing, somebody might take that predisposition to mean let me get breast reduction surgery or something like that to like be preemptive. That may help, but that may not, because we don't know what the likelihood is, and we can't spell it out for this particular person whether or not she may get cancer, right?
Right. So in the case of something like skincare, it could be fairly benign whether you get wrinkles or not to a certain extent. But when skincare or cosmetics kind of bleeds over into medical, there's a big question mark still, and we really need to figure out how to handle that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there is a line, at least for me, between making medical decisions about life-threatening conditions potentially and anti-aging. I mean, of course.
Although some people take anti-aging
seriously.
No,
you're absolutely right. I was actually
very unhappy.
Absolutely. I mean, what person doesn't want to look their best? Absolutely. But I think, and actually more reason to devote the kind of money that we need towards research and funding for, anti-aging, which so many people are concerned about, and so I think we do need to be careful before we, start making before we start prescribing these magic, solutions, when it is something that's so important like anti-aging. To me, when you're taking the idea of it sounds so cool. I mean,
it does.
I
think one benefit in some ways, tell me what you think about this, instead of us filling out questionnaires about our skincare routine or what we think our skin is, you have something that can read it out directly.
Absolutely. And I think for example, knowing what your skin's elasticity is like, or whether you have how much collagen you may or may not have. I think these are really great questions. So I think certainly it takes the guesswork out of it, and I think that's excellent. I think where we still need work are these is the treatment side of it.
Right. Okay.
And so because at this stage what we have is we have certain products or serums that a company is recommending, but there isn't a lot of research yet about what these products are, how they work, whether there's an effective concentration.
Basically, the ingredients haven't changed, and it's not going so far in that these ingredients are not switching on these genes that are switched off, right?
That's right. Because somebody still might have a mutation in a particular protein that they may have that might affect their skincare. But then if you're only, putting on a lotion, for example, on your face, that isn't going to do anything for the mutated protein, right? So that's the issue that I think we still need to address. So
you are studying something incredibly fascinating. Thanks for sitting down and having this conversation where you share your thoughts and ideas. Yeah. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
All right, if you guys have any comments on this topic, put them in the comment section below. Or if you have tried one of these personalized gene-based skincare products, we'd love to hear from you as well. Thanks again for watching, and have a good day. Bye.
Bye.